everyone, and welcome to the Foreign Policy Association's John Haytab PricewaterhouseCoopers Distinguished Lecture. Thank you all very much for coming this evening. I'm Tom Moore, your host, and the partner responsible for the PwC's International Tax Practice. This lecture is given annually in honor of my friend and colleague, John Haytab, who, in addition to being a longtime board member and treasurer of the Foreign Policy Association, was a keen observer of international affairs himself, a key advisor to many of our global clients. My partners and I are pleased to present this lecture in conjunction with the Foreign Policy Association in John's name. I know that John would be particularly pleased with the selection of our distinguished speaker for this year's lecture, and the timing is apropos. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome William R. Rhodes. Bill, the retired Senior Vice Chairman of Citigroup and Citibank, where he remains a senior advisor. Bill is President and CEO of William R. Rhodes Global Advisors and Professor at Large at Brown University. Bill gained a reputation for international financial diplomacy in the 1980s and 90s as a result of his leadership in helping manage the external debt crises that involved developing nations and their creditors worldwide. He has since served as a trusted advisor to governments, financial officials, and corporations worldwide. He is a director of many for-profit and not-for-profit organizations and has received numerous decorations and honors from governments and institutions, including an honorary doctorate in humane letters from his alma mater, Brown University, where he established the William R. Rhodes Center for International Economics and Finance. Drawn from his own frontline experiences, his recently released book, Banker to the World, an instant success, by the way, and a must-read for all levels of finance, is really more a book about leadership during crises and how consensus building and decisive actions can stem the tide of financial contagion. I'm sure you're all looking forward to hearing Bill's comments on those. Walt Wriston, the legendary Citibank CEO, once said, quote, "Rhodes is the toughest guy I ever met." Well, Bill, cutting off Robert Mugabe when he was the president of Zimbabwe mid-speech while moderating a panel in South Africa, along with staring down some AK-47s in Nicaragua, negotiating a debt restructuring, would seem to attest to that assertion. Hailed as a clairvoyant by the Financial Times for his March 2007 prediction of the recent financial crisis, please join me in welcoming a self-described optimist and a distinguished member of our own board of the Foreign Policy Association, Dr. Bill Rhodes.